So everybody, this is the notes. So everybody, this is the New Year's vlog. I'm happy to say that because I don't know the number as usual. So we'll just call it the New Year's vlog until I know what number we're on. The screen will tell you. It will. I'm doing this vlog right now because I will be traveling tonight or early New Year's Day, right after the New Year's festivities that I won't probably be partaking in. But I'll be taking my daughter home back to Florida tonight after I get some sleep. I'll be gone for about 3 days or so, tops. 16 hours there, 16 hours back, give or take. Put some sleep in there. So we'll see. But anyway, more importantly, when I get back, the New Year's plans so far. This year, we want to add some people to the digital craft team. We're looking for interns. Most importantly, an intern or interns that can help with social media. These, of course, are fields, or the fields I'm going to mention, social media and also design and promotion. These, of course, are fields that we are all savvy with, but we're finding it very difficult to keep up with promoting ourselves on the grand scale of all the social media out there, the Tumblrs, the share this, the Reddits, the this, that's, and the others, and the Twitters, and the tweets, and but it's a necessary evil, and if we continue to put all of our heart and soul into that, the video production will definitely be hurt. And we've already spent enough time at the end of this year looking towards how to continue to finance what we're doing, and it's taken a toll on the videos that we're putting out, or not, or lack thereof. So we want to squash that. So we are looking for eager young minds, older minds, I guess, but preferably college students who need college credit. That would be great. But basically, one or two interns to handle social media, and then also somebody with design experience to help with some design, mainly for projects, not necessarily for the digital craft itself, but for the projects we're working on. Extra help with things. And then on top of that, we are looking for more instructors this year. At the moment, most specifically, software developers, app developers, who are looking to share their knowledge on a professional level to help budding young minds, or old minds, or middle of the road minds like myself, who wouldn't mind learning more from a good teacher. So if there's anybody out there who knows of any software developers, app developers, whatever, in the field, who have a little extra time, want to make some extra money, get a hold of us. Best way is through Facebook, facebook.com/thedigicraft. That's all three of us check that pretty regularly. So that is a really good way to get a hold of us. Let us know kind of your credentials and mini resume or resume if you want to show it to us. But we definitely we want to add software development. There's a lot of need for that out there with a lot of the new technology coming out, be it the smartphones that are already here, and or the technologies like the 360 Connects, working with 3D modeling and scanning of rooms and things like that. Those kind of things require software knowledge. The emotive headset, which we hope to acquire one, pushing for this coming January, that we have one of those to start doing some research with. The Arduino, things like that, and that's just to mention a few outside of just the regular old software development. Is still a great knowledge and field to be in. So yeah, we're looking for that. There's definitely money to be made. The share we take from it is very minimal, and it's only in return for using us as a platform. So let us know. Get a hold of us. We'll talk a little more deeper about it. About the specifics, anyway. I want to also talk about this year's plan and what it entails. First and foremost, wrapping up the dynamic series that seems to have never wanted to end. We're doing that right away, and not just because it's been on the docket for a while, and people have patiently waited, but we're ready to move forward on the Atom project, the open source CMS, with what we've somewhat coined open source education, where we're going to bring as many users and viewers who are actively involved at the moment in on everything, the development, some of the choices. Even being part of the videos during brainstorming sessions. It's going to be a very, very elaborate project, and it's going to require a lot of time and energy. Therefore, while I finish up the dynamic series, we'll also be working on some fundraising efforts to kind of keep the wheels greased a little bit while I take focus off of things and leave a lot of the running of things to Justin and Jack, because this will definitely take up a lot of time. But I think it's a very important venture, something that I don't think anybody's really done in this facet anyway. I'll put more literature up and more discussion about what this really is. I've talked about it over and over the last several months, and some vague, some detailed, a lot of it having to do with the fact that I'm still figuring out how we're going to do it, and how to do it the best way. And that's honestly, aside from working on getting financial things in order over the last few months, that's been one of the biggest things stopping me from finishing the dynamic series. I really want to have things set up so we can move straight from that into Atom. And for those that don't know exactly what Atom is, I'm going to do a kind of introduction to that / refresher very soon here. Hopefully, pretty much right when I get back. And if not, when I get bored in the car on the way home, maybe I'll record with my phone or something. I won't have the fancy mics, but you might hear some horns honking and whatnot from me doing things I shouldn't while driving, but who knows. Another thing we're really going to be pushing for this year is further promotion of what we're calling the IOIE concept, and kind of collaboration effort. We're looking to push the idea of independent education, which we're saying that we're coining the term is a little, I don't know, seems funny, but it's an idea that we've talked about and we're doing, and a lot of people are doing, but no one's really put a label on it. And I think putting a label on it is the next step to pushing it more mainstream. So that's really important. The basic premise is the keeping resources like us and the others out there who, like Bucky and at the New Boston and PHP Academy and many others, even the more famous Khan Academy. People like us out there promoting education over the internet, some free, some paid, either way inexpensive in the grand scheme of things. We're looking to not create competitors with our peers in this area as far as the instructors and the people running organizations like our own, more like an alliance, because if there's any competitor out there for us, it shouldn't be each other. It's the standard institutions, the colleges, the universities, regular schools. We want to not necessarily debunk them or discredit them or take away from them necessarily, but we want to offer an outlet for those who can learn on their own, have to learn on their own, cannot afford to take out a mortgage in order to go to school. Those people who have the brilliant mind of, that can handle doing this stuff on their own, it's becoming more and more acceptable for employers to look for those who have the skill and not necessarily worry about what piece of paper they have, what certificate or degree. Just the fact that they know how to do it, the hard evidence, the experience, and that's it. I mean, that's how I've done most of what I've done in my life, and you have to add a little bit of drive to it, but most of what I've done that's been the most successful has had nothing to do with the piece of paper that I earned a decade ago. The design and video stuff obviously helps, but ultimately the web development field and all that's all me. It's stuff I started learning when I was a kid and then stopped and then started learning again when I was 27 or so. maybe a little younger, and all of a sudden I have had career in it, and successful, and then now I'm teaching without a teaching degree, and I think that's very important. I just listened to a talk from Temple Grandin on TED today, who she's a very high functioning Asperger's or in the autism spectrum individual. She openly promoted the fact that we need more professionals, experienced individuals, if not just that, people who have degrees in the fields. We need those people teaching rather than, and this goes all the way down to high school and middle school, we need those people teaching rather than people who just have a teaching degree. And according to her, it's starting to slowly happen where the educational institutes are starting to allow like biology majors to teach science and things like that. And I think it's very important, especially with children, not to mention professionals like myself and the others out here teaching adults, young adults, how to have a career and how to work in the industry, whether it's something to go in tandem with your college education or your trade school, or a complete supplement. That's what we're pushing for, this idea of independent education, open independent education, choosing your own path, your own way of understanding. For instance, I mean, just like in school, not everybody can learn the way the teachers teach and the schools want you taught. This was the same for me. I struggled very, very hard. I passed most of my tests, but I never did my homework, and because it didn't make any sense to me. I understood the knowledge. I did not want to take it home with me and spend more time doing what I already understand, things like that. People who don't fit in boxes. There's all sorts of boxes out there. And that's me admitting that there's a vast majority of people out there that aren't interested in the way I teach. We've had enough comments on our videos to put proof to that. Even a recent comment on one of our Udemy courses. I don't get very butthurt over that, because I know it's not for everybody. I teach very, very slow and detailed, and I'd probably bore myself to sleep if I was listening to me teach. But on the other hand, all the testimonials I received, just these great stories of finally finding someone who can teach in a way they understand. That is amazing. That is brilliant. It doesn't make me special. It just means that I'm lucky enough to have an approach that people enjoy and people can learn from, and that's what makes my job exciting. And I'm sure that's the same for the other folks, like I mentioned earlier, and that's just the list off the top of my head. But these are the folks that we want to try to collaborate with and start this idea of the independent education. Moreover, the kind of acronym symbolism for the IOIE stands for Institutes of Independent Education. It's kind of a stamp to put on our websites, on our videos, to show that we are part of that and support it. And even though we've somewhat, again, coined the term or founded the idea, we don't necessarily want to take ownership of it. We want it to be as open as possible. Right now, it's just we have a website sitting out that has a quick blurb about independent education and the little silly logo of the IOIE or IO/IE, kind of showing the independence with the slash. But soon here we'll have that set up to be a little more informative, but still simple. Not even putting our name on it. We're not trying to take ownership of it necessarily, but we felt it's a good time to start pushing something like this. And what we're more interested in is getting some of these other folks out there who are doing what we're doing and have been doing it longer than us. We've only been around for over a year, and most actively over during this last year. So we know that we're not the first, and by far not the most popular yet. However, we are getting popular, and that's exciting too. But we want to work on this collaboration idea. There's money involved in what we do, as there should be. We teach and we do it full time, and so we need to support our families and or whatever we support, depending on the person, the instructor, the organization. But want to try to keep that kind of competition out while we kind of band together and hold strong against these institutions. I'm not expecting some battle or war, but I'm sure we'll get some flack. And when that flack comes, we all need to be able to contribute towards defending ourselves from that flack. This is the internet. Flack happens. Flack will happen probably moments after this video. Maybe not on my video, but there's got to be some flack happening somewhere. Anyway, that's kind of the gist of this video. Obviously, I'm a little tired. Not stoned. I just happen to have my camera monitor face down, so my eyes are looking down, which I'm getting a kick out of looking at myself. Because between being tired and looking down like this, I feel like I look like I'm under some sort of influence, but only knowledge influence. Anyway, like I said, that's the gist of it. I mean, other regular stuff, we're doing more YouTube videos. Justin's going to start doing some YouTube videos. One, to start adding to our, putting some more variety into our YouTube channel, as well as helping promote his courses on Udemy, which we've tried to keep very, very modestly priced. There's some out there that are $100 and $200 ahead, and we originally thought we'd be going that route, looking at what continuing ed courses cost and things like that. It's pretty similar, but at the same time, we don't have a lecture room or lecture hall to keep track or keep together. And I mean, we do have equipment, but we don't have equipment that's we don't need a projector screen and big hall and all that stuff like teachers and institutions do, or continuing ed. So we thought about it, and the price doesn't need to be that high. We don't want to look cheap, because we'd like to believe that we aren't, but we do want to make things affordable, especially since we've given a lot away for free already. So, with that said, this is the end of the year, and I want to thank everybody who has donated, big and small. Donations have dwindled a little bit, but then again, I haven't really pushed them. We're going to need a lot of help with the Atom Project, where these little donations will help while we really need some bigger funding. So we're trying to get a little more attention towards what we're doing, because we do think it's really cool. And it's not like, hey, look at us, look what we're doing type of cool. It's just cool. And I think that the more people that learn about it and see what we're going to do, hopefully I can explain it in a way that those who may not need to be involved in it necessarily, but might have the financial ability to help, may consider doing that. Further in, we also have some other projects, research-related projects. Once we get some of these things down, like getting interns in here working on getting courses and videos and things promoted correctly across those social platforms, and just some help overall, and we've got. I mentioned on Justin's radio show last night that the site's not new anymore. The whole idea isn't new anymore, and that sounds like a negative thing, but I don't mean it in a negative way. I mean it in a way that it's not new to me anymore. When I first quit my job to take this leap of faith that I might have a career here, and be able to work full time, which has proven true so far. I don't make anywhere near what I was making, but I'm paying bills and things are looking up as they go. So, point being that when I did do that, I didn't really know what direction to go in, and I knew that what I was doing was right, or at least I was hoping so by quitting. At the time I did, but I really had to rely on watching the viewers and listening to the viewers, and getting engaged with people, meeting people like Jack and Justin and Javier and many others, to kind of see which direction to go in. And that's why I say it's not new anymore. I have a very good idea of which way to go and what's necessary now, and I just need to put that all in line and move swiftly. So I keep looking at this sheet, but it actually doesn't have anything else on it. I have a topic in my head, but when I'm looking for the sheet to tell me how to bring it up. But what I was getting at is, with that new structure, with that understanding, it's going to allow us a little more time to work on some other neat things, or at least neat to us, hopefully neat to some of you. But I've got a research project involving the brain that I really want to work on really bad, and have the time to work on it. Working on things like understanding how memory works, and drawing correlations between how computer databases work, with the way the human mind stores and retrieves information, makes relations and things like that. And I don't expect to solve it, or even come up with some new idea that probably a neuroscientist would be better suited to do. What I do want to do is take the knowledge I have and passion I have for, sadly, databases and relations and things like that, drawing these things, looking at these problems, and watching and finding ways to better standardize it and make it efficiency and kill redundancies and things like that. Yes, that's fun to me. That I'm trying to find a way to make enough relationships or correlations between how the brain does work and how we can not necessarily duplicate it or replicate it in a computerized model, but potentially create some sort of backup, if you will, or a secondary mind for when something doesn't come to your brain, or when something is gone. I don't know what this would entail for folks who are losing their mind with illnesses such as Alzheimer's and things like that. That might be way out of my scope. I don't know yet. That's why I want to do research. These kind of things I would never have had time for or the inspiration to do had it not been for jumping ship and hopping on this education wagon last year. So I'm very excited about it. Even if it's something I can just share on a personal level, my results, or maybe something that I can share with other folks that want to work on that technology. I don't know, maybe just adding a small little piece to a puzzle. I don't know, but those are things that I'm going to, when I do it, I'm going to chronicle and keep tabs on, keep people involved with, whether interested or not. I don't know. Maybe what I'm talking about is out of the realm of interest, but either way, between that, the working on brain related studies in correlation to computers, and the open education idea of this Atom project, the open source education, sharing what we learn with the public, building something with the public, and then allowing it to be openly distributed and worked on by the public. It's going to be a very interesting thing. It'll be almost like a nerd reality show in a way, with getting folks from all over the world who are viewing to be involved in planning sessions and brainstorming sessions and potentially arguing. I don't know. Could be interesting. Global internet arguing. But, and then on top of that, again, I want to push just one more time the idea of the institutes of independent education and how we want to help utilize that idea to push not only ourselves but our peers a little more into limelight, raise a stink, if you will, show some of the instructors and professors and institutions in general that either they need to work on changing the way they do things, which to me would be a victory in itself, although it might put me out of a job, but the overall goal is education, better suited, better packaged, less assembly line. but even more so, just showing that there's an alternative to these institutions, that even for the kid in high school who's still got to go to the public school and follow all their rules, getting parents to know that there are these outlets that their students, their kids, can learn, can get out, can find that box they're looking to fit into, or get out of the box that they're in. And a lot of this is done at a free and or inexpensive level. And in my mind, as a kid who was in many boxes that didn't fit, would be an amazing addition to the education world. I was going to say system, but world, because we don't fall in that system, which is what makes us do what we do.
The dogs need out. They're freaking out.
Yes, I know.
Can you go start my car?
As soon as I finish my video,
Well, I gotta leave in like 15 minutes.
I just need 2 minutes of people not coming downstairs. So, with that all said, which I think I've said maybe 10 times now, and 3 bullet points further than what I'd actually written, that's what we have in store. Usually I'm a little more excited, or maybe I'm not, maybe I'm delusional, but this is exciting, and there'll be more about it, less tired talks about it, but I wanted to get it out there before I had to leave. And like I said, if I get bored, I might do some more videos, depending on my internet connection on my phone while I'm driving. Do some videos discussing these things a little more. I might even do I said this last time, but this time I really might do a speaker episode or two on some little more intelligent topics, not to downgrade what we've talked about on the other programs, but a little more focused, more discussion than really a radio show, more of a lecture, just talk in general. Some of the things that I've been writing down and ideas I've had that I really need to get out of the brain to allow it to move on to other things. So, again, Happy New Year to everybody. Thank you for everybody's support, donations, views, purchasing our courses, the private sessions, which I have to say are my favorite. Everybody I've met during the private sessions, it's been a blast. So that's it. Happy New Year, everybody. Be safe. If you are on the I-65 route or 75 route during New Year's Eve, and you partied a lot, watch out. Don't hit me. I want to get home into Florida safe, and I'm not going to be on the same festivities that you will be on. So, again, drive safe, have fun, enjoy the new year, and we will talk to you soon.